Hi, this is a review of Independent Project 1-6, Access. Okay, please ensure you download the Access start file from SimNet and also the resource file Excel so you can import that information in a later step. Starting with step 2, let's create a new table and add fields into the table. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the Create tab, Table, and by default you can see it adds an ID field. Instruction step A, 2A, do not make changes to the ID field. So we're not going to make any changes to that field. Let's go ahead and switch to the design view under the view button, and right here let's go ahead and name our table step 2C, save the table as fleet. Let's go ahead and name the table fleet. Okay, so our ID field has a data type of auto number. Step 2B, we're going to go ahead and enter the information in the right hand column, which is the field name, and then also the associated data type. Let's go ahead and do the first one. After that, it's pretty much repeating the same steps. Make sure that when you're typing the information, the spelling is correct. Otherwise, the fields won't match up from the Excel file and the fields in your Access database. So, field name is plain model. Our data type is short text. Continue on down the line with manufacturer, length, first class seats, coach seats, in-service date, and set the associated data types. Okay, once you complete the entering of field names and data types, let's move to step 3. First before we move to step 3, let's go ahead and right click on the fleet table tab and select save. Okay, now we're going to proceed to step 3. Edit the field properties of the fleet table using the information in the following table. Okay, there's a couple of ways you could input this information. We'll work on the ID field first. So let's put our insertion point in the ID field, and you can see the field properties section pops up at the bottom. They want us to add a caption, so this works like a label inside of your table or an alias. The field name will remain as such. We're just adding a different label to refer to the field. So at the bottom there's a caption section. You go ahead and place your insertion point in that field box and go ahead and type in aircraft space ID. We're not going to add a size. It's not applicable to this field. And then go ahead for plain model. Just go ahead and make plain model field active. Move on down to the caption field box and enter model. And on this one they want us to change the size to 25. By default the field size is 255 characters in a field. We want to limit the amount of characters that are being entered or can be entered. Just type in 25 and go ahead and move on to manufacturer. And if there's no caption, we're not going to add a caption, we're just going to change the field size. So go ahead and finish the rest of them. Alright, step 4. Save and close the table after updating the properties. So go ahead and right click on the field, the table tab, select save, right click and close. Step 5. Import data from the Excel file in the fleet table. So the get the external data is the command or feature we're going to use. First you have to ensure you downloaded the Excel spreadsheet. It was in a zip file. You have to unzip it. Make sure you know where you saved it so you can browse to it and import it. Okay, so we want to get external data. So if you look at the external data tab, and then also it's an Excel file, so we're going to import Excel spreadsheet, right? The information is going to come from an Excel sheet, so we don't have to enter all the information in. It's already entered in a sheet. Okay, so click on this tab button. We also want to we want to select the file name, so where the file is located. So once you have the file name, the path where your file is located, we want to go ahead, and because we have our database created already, the first option is to import the source data into a new table. Well, we have an existing table, so we want to append the data. We have no records in our table, but we have the table format with the fields and the formatting of the field sizes. So the information in the spreadsheet, the fields are going to match the fields we have inside of the table. And if they don't match, the import's going to fail. A few people have emailed me about this, and it's important to ensure that you're naming the fields correctly, and then that you're modifying or adding caption names and not modifying the field names, and then also that the spelling is as instructed in the steps. So once you have append a copy of the records to the table selected, you want to go ahead and launch the import wizard. So just select OK. So if the file column names and also the field names in your database match, you're going to see information, you're going to see records, and you're going to see information populated. If you're not seeing this, that means there's a mismatch. Something's not adding up. You can see here the plane model. These are the field names. If you're seeing the caption names like aircraft ID, model, manufacturer, length, if you're seeing that information, chances are you did not enter the information correctly. Okay, so if you've seen this information, press next. We want to import to the table fleet. That's our fleet, and go ahead and select finish and close. Okay. So once you're finished, go ahead and double click the table to open it, and you should see information into the fields that we created. You're also going to notice the fields in this table are reflective of the captions, right? The captions that we've modified and entered, and also the field sizes. Okay. Okay, so step 6, once you open the fleet table, you should see 17 records. If you look at the bottom right here, it's record 1 of 17. So you know you have the right amount of records. So your import was successful. Step 7, change the layout of the fleet table. Change the font size to 12. Okay. So let's, so you change the font size in a table, it changes all the font size of every table, every piece of information in the table. So go to your home tab and you navigate to the right hand side. You can see the text formatting section. Change the font size to 12. You should see it visually change on your screen. Step B, select the entire data sheet. Okay. Navigate to the upper left hand corner. Select the entire sheet by clicking. Okay, once the entire sheet is set, they want us to auto fit to adjust every field to its the correct size. Okay, so just like you did in Excel, just like you did in Access, go ahead and hover between the border of one field to the other. Your insertion point should change to a cross with horizontal arrows. Double click, and every field should all fit. Okay. Step C, center align the Autocraft ID, first class, and coach fields. Okay. So let's just click anywhere inside the table to unselect the entire data sheet. Let's select Autocraft ID. Okay. So they want us to center align. So if you're on the home tab, go to your right, and in the text formatting section, there's a center align button. And then also do the same thing for first class and for coach fields. Okay. Remove the grid lines. So in the text formatting section, if you navigate to the right of the alignment buttons, you're going to hover over it. It says grid lines. Select the down arrow and you're going to remove the grid lines and save the changes to the layout. So right click on the field tab, the table tab, and save. Go ahead, and it doesn't say to close it, so let's keep it open. Step 8, sort the fleet table in descending order, newest to oldest, according to the in-service field. The table should look similar to figure 1-120. Okay, so go ahead and select the in-service field, and they want us to sort in descending. So go ahead on the home tab, select descending, and your first date should be 7/30/2016, and the last one should be 9/25/2007. Okay, so the next step, remove the sort criteria, step 9. So under the home tab, right beneath descending, you could go ahead and remove sort, and it will bring your table back to the view it was before. Use the search box to find -8. So if you look down at the bottom of the table, I told you where the record numbers were. If you go to the right, there's a search box. It has search. Go ahead and type in -8, and you should see it brings us to the record, the second record. Okay. Delete the values from the search box, so just go ahead and highlight what's in there. Go ahead and press delete. Okay. And you can select anywhere else in the table. Close the fleet table. Do not save the changes as a result of the sorting and filtering. So go ahead and close. We don't want to save it. And step 14, go ahead and add the following database properties. You want to go to your Backstage view, File, all the way to the right, View and Edit Database Properties. In the title section, you want to go ahead and enter the information, the author section, the company section, and then click OK to save the changes. Okay, once you have that information in, you want to go ahead and save as, so you know where you're saving your information. It's an Access database. Go ahead and select Save As, save it, upload it, and this should do the trick for you.